Guys, welcome back to the series. We're up to Gold 2. I think this is probably going to be the most important video in the entire intermediate section. So until we get to like High Diamond. Or really just like from now on, everything's going to kind of build on this substantially. Well, you'll find that what we cover here, which is called the neutral drive rush, just drive rushing in the middle of doing nothing, is kind of the thing that characterizes high level Street Fighter until you get to like super high level and people can check drive rushes with impunity. Until you get to that point, this just really kind of dictates a lot of proceedings. And it's a big part of why Ryu's just not that good, frankly, because he's slow. That drive rush is very reactable. You can buffer a crouching medium punch. We'll talk about that when we get to Gold 4, which is where we're going to talk about defending against this sort of stuff. But for now, we're going to talk about how to use it in our own game, and we're going to talk about the simplest aspects of it, which is one thing that we're already doing, which is this, and another is just neutral drive rushing with crouch medium punch, because that's the easiest way to introduce this concept. And then in Platinum 3 or Platinum 2, I'm going to give you the low and also the overhead neutral drive rush and a few other things. Like this in neutral is quite good if you have an opponent who can check your drive rushes, but we'll worry about that in Platinum. So for now, we want to cover two things, and the first one is crouch medium kick drive rush cancel, which we've already been doing. I introduced that, I think, even down in bronze, but certainly by early silver we were integrating it into our neutral as we were walking people down. We just do this occasionally, and that's a really nice way to get our pressure started. What we're going to change now is that we're not always going to go into heavy punch. That's basically the change. We're going to try to observe whether Akuma got hit as he did there, or whether he blocks. And based on whether he hits or blocks, we're going to do a different follow-up. Alright, so if he gets hit by your crouch medium punch, then you're going to follow up as you have been with the heavy punch, back heavy punch, and then an ender, which is usually going to be Tatsu. But if he blocks, you are going to drive rush and do crouch light punch. And the reason for that is I'm pretty sure this is a true block string or very, very close to it. So let's have a look at that. So we're going to introduce, we've been doing wake up reversal settings, but now we're going to really be talking about block reversal a lot. So if we put his block reversal into OD Gorsho Yuken, which is his invincible uppercut, and then we're going to put him on block everything for a moment, and then I'm going to crouch medium kick, drive rush in, and light punch. Right. See that? My light punch came out before his uppercut did, right? If I'm quick with it. Yeah, that means it's a true block string. If I'm a bit slow with it, the uppercut will come out. Oops, hold on. Yeah, then he punches, right? And that's the key thing. So if he blocks my crouching medium kick, and then I drive rush in and try to do a heavy punch, he'll just blast through it with that uppercut. No problem. All right, and that does happen a lot. And if you look at, say, Punk's videos on like how to play high level Street Fighter, one of the things he talks about is that if people are trying to abuse drive rush on you like this, then you should be letting those uppercuts rip. Now, I don't think people will be doing that at Gold, but you want to practice good habits with this stuff early, because it's going to take you a long time to get really skillful at this stuff, because it involves a lot of hit confirming and paying attention to a lot of things in a short space of time. So we want to build good habits. So after you've done that light punch, you can then either throw him or you can continue your pressure string. So there's a lot of things to look at sequentially. In order to practice this, we're going to start by putting block onto random. This is so useful. I love this facility, the random block. And then we're going to go over to the reversal settings. And on block reversal, to start with, you just want backwards or crouching light punch. Don't really bother with anything else. You can have them both on 0 frames of delay. And that basically means that Akuma's going to either block or get hit by our initial crouch medium kick. That's because he's set to block randomly. And then after that, sometimes he'll just keep blocking, and other times he'll try to jab us out of our pressure. Okay, and that way we can practice whether he gets hit by this or whether he gets hit by this. Okay, so that's our first scenario, and we just want to practice checking whether he blocked or hit and going into either heavy punch or crouching light punch. Nice. All right, and that's so it doesn't matter what he did next. The other thing that you're practicing is just getting your range right. So try to move around a little bit, mimic you're doing neutral. Alright. Alright, that's what we want to do. If you get it wrong a bit, that's fine. Just make sure you continue the combo. Alright, now you'll see me that I'm already doing kind of the next phase of it. So the next phase of it is that if he blocks and we come in with our crouching light punch, let me just take his block reversals off for a second while I show you this. So we've come in and we've crouched light punched him here and we're right in front of his face. Now we've got a few options. We can throw him, obviously, and that's probably the one that you should be doing by default. Okay, we want to just abuse that throw until our opponent shows us that they can tech, and then you can shimmy. Right, we can move backwards. Also, you should be integrating the shimmy a bit anyway, because he can always respond to block reversal with old Gold Shoryu, and some people will do this. So you'll drive rush in, and then they'll Gold Shoryu, and you should back up when they do that. All right. So it's worth integrating the shimmy a little bit, but initially just put pressure on them. So you come in with the light kick punch, and then you throw them. All right. That's the first thing that we can do. The second thing that we can do, and I am stunned by the power of this, is after you do that, wait 3-4 frames and then do a crouching light kick. When you come in off the drive rush into light punch, remember that light punch is -1. On drive rush, you get 4 extra frames. So you have 3 frames of advantage, essentially. And what you're basically doing is going to exploit those 3 frames of advantage. So if you wait kind of 2 or 3 frames, then your crouching light kick, which is 5 frames, will come out at the same speed as their jab. Right? So you just want to be beating their jabs. But what you really want to be doing is catching them walking backwards. So a lot of people are going to block and then they're going to try to get out of your pressure. It's amazing how much people try to do this. And when they do this, when they stand up, your light kick is going to catch them in the foot. It's also going to catch them in the foot if they think that you're going to throw them. So if you're doing a tick throw and they tech, then your light kick will come out and hit them when they're trying to tech. Okay? We can practice that by, in the block reversal settings, having normal throw delayed by 8 frames. So that's simulating the delay tech from him. And when he does the delay tech, if you do that crouching low light kick, then it's going to catch him. All right? So that's, I think, the 2 that you should be doing by default is throw and then delayed light kick. And as soon as you do the delayed light kick, you're comboing into light punch, right? Now what you need to be able to do there, and this is why this is like really hard, because you have this kind of flow chart that's all happening in maybe 1 second. So crouch, light kick into light punch. And if you see the light kick hit, then you know that this is going to combo, and then you can go into tatsu, right? And that's basically what you should be doing. It will go into medium tatsu as well, off crouching jab. Right, so whichever one you're more comfortable with, but generally I'm doing light tatsus for the most part for the meterless Oki with the Hashogeki. All right, so that's what we've got. You're either gonna hit with the medium kick, go into the heavy punch sequence, and you can drive rush again off that if you want, or you're going to come in and do this one, all right, or throw. Okay, and sometimes you can shimmy as well. So initially what I think you want to do is put him on block reversal. Either he's going to block, or he's going to do crouching light punch, or he's going to do normal throw. Okay, don't worry about wake up reversals for now. Don't worry about reversal after damage. Just make sure he's set to block randomly. Don't worry about counter hits either, and have him on, random recovery. All right, and then we just want to continue our pressure. So after you've knocked him down from this sequence, also work on your Oki. All right, so we're just going to walk around here. Oh, my combo was weak. Right, and that's one sequence, right? But mostly you don't even need to worry about those knockdowns too much, just worry about this initial bit here. Now the nice thing about that delayed crouching light kick is that even if he blocks your crouching medium punch, and so you follow up with the light punch, if this light punch hits, it's going to be very plus. Right, it's going to be +8. So you've got 3 frames there to spare before you have to press this light kick. And so if you're only delaying it by 2 or 3 frames, then that light kick is still going to combo after that jab. All right, and that way you'll be able to continue that light combo into Tatsu. All right. Oh, I was a little bit far there. That's it. Okay. Alright, just be practicing this sequence. See there, I did the wrong one, but like, it's okay, right? We still kept the combo going, kept the tempo going, that's the main thing. Alright, just practice this so much until you've got it right. Okay. See there, I did the wrong one. It's not really going to be a problem for you in gold, but it is going to be a problem later. Right, and the other thing that you'll see is that I'm not throwing him enough, so I probably need to practice that. Just coming in with the throw a bit more often, especially if he blocks. Yeah. Alright, that's quite important. The last thing I'll say is that every now and then, but I dare say like once, at the very end of the round, if they block, you can follow this up with overhead. Right? Because people are blocking low, they start to get really scared of this sequence, and then you can sometimes just convert into overhead. And overhead on drive rush is quite plus. Oops, it's +3 on block, and it's +7 on hit. So you can go into medium punch safely off either of those. So that's also something that you want to do. But if Akuma is jabbing there, he will beat you. The thing is that by the time we get to the end of the round, hopefully we've trained our opponent not to do that. Because if they try to jab when we're coming in with, let's turn him to just jab. If we're coming in with the light punch, because it's a true block string, it will beat that jab, or the jab won't even come out. Oh, let me just practice properly. Oh. Alright, see there, I got him. I was a bit slow with my jab, to be honest. But there I got him, right? So as long as you're going straight into the jab, straight into the heavy punch, you will beat all those options. They just have to hold that pressure. And that's what makes this sequence so ridiculously powerful. You can't abuse it too much because it costs 3 drive gauge, but it just gets so much momentum going and it makes it really a straightforward, super easy way to start your offense in this game, and that's why some people call Street Fighter low forward drive rush the game. Okay, let's move on to the second thing that I want to show you. Maybe just before that, once you get comfortable with this, you really want to amp up all your reversal settings. So put on all of these, right? Put on that he's going to do drive impact occasionally and that you want to react to that drive impact, because a lot of scrubs down in gold rank will think of drive impact as their like catch-all solution to all problems, and it's just really not. And as long as you've got him set to react with it occasionally, then you'll be able to react no problem to it, right? So put it in there, and also then once you get comfortable with that, add his OD reversal in, or a level 1 super if you're training against a character that doesn't have a reversal, and that really forces you to start thinking about shimmying occasionally. But I probably wouldn't put that in until you're doing this drill in Diamond, because in Diamond people will start to do OD uppercuts in the middle of these pressure strings. Until you get there, it's just very rare to see anyone do a reversal. Instead, what you want to focus on is doing your wake-up reversals as well, and also reversal on damage. Reversal on damage drive impact especially, but sometimes trying to parry, sometimes jumping, sometimes just trying to block, sometimes jumping forward. So just turn all that on, and now you've got a pretty realistic sequence for how you maintain pressure in a realistic situation. So you're trying to get one good hit and go into drive rush, and then just keep your Oki going, keep snowballing, put them in the corner, mess them up. All right. I shimmied there because I thought he might go into the OD uppercut. But it's a good time to shimmy when you get them in the corner, because even if you back up, you've still got them in a tough spot. Whereas if you back up mid-screen, it's a little bit, you're in a less advantageous position, but that's often why it's good to let the OD rip in the mid-screen, because people are so desperate to put you in the corner. All right, so back to the next thing that we want to do. All right, now we're going to talk about the neutral drive rush. So there we were canceling our medium kick, and usually I think you want to use the parry button for that, not forward. Right, forward does work, but I found it less reliable than parrying. And you can also use the parry to buffer really easily, which means that if you're just walking around in neutral, you can press crouch medium kick and press parry, and the drive rush will only come out if you touch your opponent, and that can be quite a useful way to stop people, particularly Akuma, because his walk speed is so insane that you never know when he's actually just in range. So doing this kind of thing can be quite helpful. All right, the next thing we want to do is neutral drive rush crouch medium punch. This, okay? This is a really nice way to suddenly go on the offense, particularly useful against Zangief, Manon, and other characters where you want to play in here, but you're mostly defensive. So you're throwing out fireballs and donkey kicks and sweeps even, and your opponent's trying to close the distance, and they get in a really aggressive mindset, and then all of a sudden you're in their face throwing them or punching them low. Okay, the reason why it's really nice, this button, is because on hit, it's +9, and on block, it's +5. Let's just have a look. We'll take all these off for a second. Go into the dummy settings. We'll just put him on block all for a second. So on block, +4, +4, and on hit, +9. So you could go into this, sorry, right, if you really wanted to, but I find that I usually go into this sequence, right, because it's true even if they block. So if they block your crouch medium punch, you can go into standing medium punch. You're +4, so your medium punch will come out before even their jab. And then if your medium punch is blocked, you just stop. But you can also just often continue the sequence. Like, very few people are going to actually jab out there after your medium punch. Some master level players will do it, but it takes probably about till there. So I think that's quite a safe sequence. Or if they block, you can also just throw them. All right, if you want to be really safe about it, then light kick also works really well. And really the best thing that you can do is go into the medium punch light kick target combo and just get used to stopping after the light kick. And if you've hit all the way through, then you can continue on by pressing heavy kick and going into the Denjin charge. So what I mean is this. Oh, God. That's really quite a lovely sequence, that one. But if you want the corner carry, then the reason why that one's less reliable is because I'm getting right into Akuma with this slide. Like, I'm so close to him there. That's why the second medium punch still hits. But actually, really, you want to press the medium punch sooner and slide into them more like that. And then you're too far away. Whereas you will be close enough to do that full sequence. So that's kind of what I would get as a default. As a default, you're drive rushing in. And if you hit, then you go into this combo. If they block and you want to continue with strike, then you go medium punch light kick. And if you see the medium punch hit, then you continue the combo. If you see the medium punch block, then you hit this light kick and you stop. Because that sequence, for reasons that I don't understand, is only -4. And usually if you come off this, you're really far away from him there, -4, he can't punish you. So that sequence is just super safe. Right, just chill out there. You might even take a step back and then hit him with the solar plexus occasionally. Right? Or you might even go Shogeki, but I think that's pretty risky. All right? Other times when he blocks, then we'll just throw him. And once he gets frustrated with that, then occasionally we'll shimmy in case he does the OD. But I'd probably leave that for platinum or diamond. All right, so once again, we've got to practice this flowchart. So we need to set him to randomly block, we need to turn on his block reversal settings. And here I definitely think you want to have drive impact as one of your block reversals. You want to have crouch light punch, you want to have normal throw. We'll also get our wake up reversals turned on. And I think it's worth having reversal after damage turned on as well. Okay? And now just practice that flowchart. Right, so I was ready to throw him there. Right. I wasn't right there. Nice. Good tech from Akuma. Yeah. So you might even want to practice the shimmy here if you've got him on delay tech, but we're going to talk about shimmy in the next video, so we'll talk about it there. Oh shit, see I went into the heavy kick there at the end, so I wasn't confirming, and that's why he got the DI out. If I just went into that, I would have gotten the DI. Kuma doesn't want to block today. Boom! We beat his DI. It's a full combo. It's really not into blocking, is he? Oh, nice. Oh, why? Oh, I tell you what's happening. I realize what happens there. So on the target combo, if you go boom boom and then you press DI, it just assumes that what you actually wanted to do was press heavy kick, not both heavy kick and heavy punch. So be a little bit careful with that. Maybe I want to practice for a little bit with him just doing drive impact or blocking, and then I'll be able to continue. That's interesting because he blocked. Nah, motherfucker. Oh, I was a bit slow on my solar plexus. Right, so this is a really good way to practice your reactions to drive impact as well. Boom. Alright, so just be working on that all day. And I think those two things, the drive rush cancelling your crouching medium kick and doing neutral drive rush medium punch and occasionally just neutral throw, right? It's just really powerful, that whole sequence. Just gets your offense started so well, right? Is going to really carry you through gold, honestly. Like, it will carry you through gold, and it will carry you through most of platinum, especially when we start integrating drive rush low and drive rush overhead into the mix, and even this one occasionally. We're just going to start decimating people. All right, so I'll leave you guys with that. Get to it.